Good morning and welcome to Football House for the Australia Cup qualifying third and fourth round draw and the Women's Federation Cup draw. I'm Russ Gibbs, Head of Communications, Commentary and Marketing here at Capital Football, and I'll be your host for proceedings. As usual, we thank our official broadcast partners for the Australia Cup qualifying, who for 2025 are Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident? Give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinge, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snow Sports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lucas Cole at LJ Hooker. And Zeller Construction, commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. I'm joined by a man who knows all about this competition, having reached the semi-finals of the national stage with Canberra Olympic in 2016 and now chair of the Capital Football Board, Angelo Constantinou. Thanks for joining us, Angelo. There's always an air of expectation for the early draws, isn't there? And this year's no expectation. It's great to see a larger field this year in the men's competition as well. It's always good to see more games in the Cup. It's always one of the great pre-season events, and I look forward to seeing who plays who, because as always when I do the draw, it's always some big hitters playing up against each other, and I get some lovely text messages after. That's why we let you do it, because we don't want those text messages ourselves. The qualification process obviously is tough and testing environment. You did it back in 2016. How do you juggle the league with the Cup in these early months of the season? Look, that's mainly up to the coach, but it is a very, very tough task, you know, having to play midweek games and doing all that. I wish all the best to all the teams, and especially the coaches, for having to juggle all that. Be remiss of us not to talk about your memories of making the national stage, semi-finals in 2016 against Sydney FC, your goals as well, the famous tracksuit pants, the penalties, and all of that. Does the memory still linger along? Yeah, look, the memories still linger along, especially at this time when we go to do the draw. They also pop up on my Facebook as well. So the memories are still there, and I wish all the best for the teams this year, and I hope hopefully someone can, you know, beat us and make the final. It's going to be difficult to do that as well, isn't it? O'Connor Knights last year got to the round of 32. They were brilliant, weren't they, against Macarthur, who went on to win the competition? Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very hard for our teams in Canberra, but, you know, perseverance, and I think a team just needs to get past the round of 32 and do the best they can and, you know, take game by game. Well, let's start that road to glory by taking you through the process of how this will all work today. In the pot in front of over there, sorry, I should say, we have all 8 of our National Premier League teams, and the 3 teams with a bye in the other pot are our representatives from state and community leagues, making a total of 21 teams in all. Angela, can you mix the Capital League, state and community teams there for us, please? The 11 teams who are in the bowl as the NPL representatives, and the top 3 from the last year in the CPL are Canberra Croatia, Gungahlin United, Monero Panthers, Queanbeyan City, Tigers FC, Tuggeranong United, Ugali SC, and the holders O'Connor Knights. The other teams granted byes to the fourth round are based on their finishing positions in their respective leagues last season, and they are Canberra Olympic, Belconnen United and ANUFC. That means the remaining teams that Angelo has just mixed in that bowl are Burns FC, Brindabella Blues, Canberra Juventus, Canberra White Eagles, Majura FC, Narrabundah, West Canberra Wanderers, Western Molonglo FC, Woden Valley and Yarrabee FC. The draw was here to create 5 matches for round 3 in the first instance. Each match will be given a match number, which will correlate to the ball placed in the bowl for round 4. For example, the first third round match drawn will be match number 1, and so on. Angelo will draw the teams out, with the team drawn out first, the home side, and the team drawn out second, the away team. So let's get started with the draw for the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying round 3. Take it away, and let's see who the first team out of the bowl is. First team is West Canberra Wanderers. Beaten finalists in 2022, the Wanderers have reached the quarterfinals on 4 other occasions in their many guises, and they were in the semi-finals as Woden Valley back in 2013. That one's a bit tough. Declan must have tidied that one up. And they will play Western Molonglo FC, a little bit of a derby game. To start there, then, the Community League outfit has twice reached the last 8 of the qualifying rounds. Western Molonglo against West Canberra Wanderers. Here's match number 1. Match number 2. Sees Canberra Juventus They reached the quarter-final in 2018, their best performance in the Cup qualification so far. Who are Canberra Juventus about to play? Canberra Juventus will play Narrabundah. A first appearance since 2019 for the Bulls, who've never gone past round 4. Canberra Juventus against Narrabundah there, match number 2. Match number 3, thanks. Woden Valley. A 4th straight appearance for Woden Valley in the qualifying rounds. Like Narrabundah, they're yet to get past round 4. They'll have a home tie. And Woden Valley will play Majura. 3 previous appearances in 2021, 22 and 24. They were beaten in the 3rd round, Majura. They'll hope for one better this year. Woden Valley v Majura is match number 3. Match number 4. Yarrabee FC. A 3rd season of entry for the Community League team. They were defeated by West Canberra Wanderers on penalties last season after an epic 4-4 draw. They'll be the home team in match number 4. Who will they be playing, Ange? Brindabella Blues. The CPL Grand finalists from last year have made the 4th round on 5 occasions. That's a tough old task for Yarrabee against Brindabella Blues in round 3. 2 more teams to come out. Match number 5, the home team will be Canberra White Eagles, quarter-finalists in 2015 and 16. Eagles haven't progressed past round 4 since then. And the final one, mix it around, don't drop it like you did last year, mate.
Just to make sure it's all...
Burns FC, a 7th Cup appearance for Burns, who have made the 4th round twice. So there's your 3rd round draw. West Canberra Wanderers versus Western Molonglo. Canberra Juventus versus Narrabundah. Woden Valley versus Majura. Yarrabee versus Brindabella Blues. Canberra White Eagles versus Burns. Ties are scheduled to take place between 11th and 15th of March. And just some great games in there, not least the derby match between West Canberra and Western Molonglo.
Yeah, I'd like to see how that derby goes. They're probably not... they wanted me to pick, but it makes for better entertaining. I see... Juventus has got a whole heap of new players in there, so we'll see how they go against Narrabundah as well. But, you know, I think it's going to be some interesting games.
Community League side from Yarrabee have been handed a pretty tough one there, haven't they? Brindabella Blues got to the Capital Premier League Grand Final last year as well, so they're a really tough proposition. Yeah,
I've seen Brindabella play a few times over the years, and they're always tough under their coaches there. A tough team to play, but, you know, as I always say here, it's the magic of the Cup. Anybody can win on the day.
White Eagles playing Burns FC. White Eagles knocked out Belconnen last year, and Burns will be a tough task for them as well, but, you know, one of the lower ranked teams in the competition, Burns, that's what the Cup's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, Burns is always a tough club. They've always been tough over the years. White Eagles, you know, I've played against them many times over the years as well. But you know, I think they're one of the top teams as well. But we'll see how it goes.
OK, well, that's the 3rd round draws for you. Just to recap, the match number 1 will be West Canberra v Western Molonglo. Match number 2, Juventus versus Narrabundah. Match number 3, Woden v Majura. Match number 4, Yarrabee v Brindabella. And match number 5, White Eagles versus Burns. So we will have a look now at the 4th round draw. Each of the balls in the bowl that Declan's just put the teams in have a number that corresponds to that tie drawn in round 4, plus the teams who automatically qualify for the stage. Ange, as before, will draw out the first ball for the home team. The subsequent ball will be the away team. This is where all the big guns join us as well. Mix it around, Ange. Makes it well and good so no one can send you those text messages. This is where it gets all a bit antsy for those watching at home, isn't it? Well, let's go then with the first team for round 4, the home game. The first team out of the hat is the winner of match 2, which will be Juventus or Narrabundah. And they will have a home tie against Ugali Soccer Club, the MPL side, semi-finalists on their debut in the ACT qualifying zone in 21, losing narrowly to Tigers. They will be away to Juventus or Narrabundah. The next match, the home side, will be Canberra, Croatia, quarter-finalists last season. They've won the qualifying competition twice and been runners-up once in Australian Cup qualifying. Plenty of Fed Cup wins to their name as well. They're at home, Canberra, Croatia. Who's going to Deakin Stadium? They will play ANU FC, semi-finalists in 2019, three-time quarter-finalists in that 2019 semi-final. ANU nearly beat Canberra, Croatia. Will there be a repeat on the cards? That's Canberra, Croatia versus ANU FC. The home team for the next game is O'Connor Knights, the current cup holders, who made a valiant fist of taking on the Australia Cup winners, eventual winners, Macarthur, in the round of 32. They start their defence with the home side, who gets to take on the holders and see if they can dethrone them. O'Connor Knights will play Gungahlin United, winners in 2015, runners-up in 2018. Gunners reached the semi-finals last season. That is our Charity Shield match as well coming up. So, big game between two Premier League sides. O'Connor Knights versus Gungahlin United. The next home team out of the hat is the winner of match 5, which is White Eagles or Burns. So, White Eagles or Burns will have a home tie in round 4. And travelling to either of those teams will be the winner of match 4, Yarrabee or Brindabella Blues. So a chance for some non-Premier League sides there to get into the quarter-finals. That's the winner of match 5, Eagles or Burns, versus the winner of match 4, Yarrabee or Brindabella Blues. Halfway through the draw, people still anxiously waiting for their team. Tuggeranong United have reached the semi-finals or better 6 times in 10 attempts, winning once and being runners-up once as well. They'll be the home side in round 4. Who's travelling to play Mitch Stevens' outfit? Canberra Olympic, back-to-back winners in 2016 and 17, runners-up in 23, and their first final appearance since that second win, now of the CPL, of course. Tuggeranong versus Canberra Olympic. Three more ties to pull out of the bowl. Belconnen United, runners-up in 2015, have reached the last 8 in 8 of the 9 qualification editions. Belconnen have a home tie. And travelling to face Belconnen will be Queanbeyan City. Broke their round 4 hoodoo in 21 when reaching the quarter-final for the first time. Repeated that last season. That's a replay of the game that I mentioned earlier. Belconnen United versus Queanbeyan City. 2 more to go. The home team in our next tie is Tigers FC. Have played in 4 qualification finals, winning twice in successive years in 2019 and 21. The 2020 season curtailed by COVID, of course. And they will be a home team, Tigers FC. And they will play the winner of match 3, which is Woden or Majura. So a big game for Woden or Majura. They get to travel into the Tigers' den. Tigers versus Woden or Majura. So 1 more tie to go. For those of you at home waiting for the Toro ties to come out, I think I know what this one might be. The home team is the winner of match 1, West Canberra or Western Molonglo. And they will play Monero Panthers. Back-to-back finalists in 21-22, losing initially to Tigers before beating West Canberra Wanderers, beaten finalists last year. That's West Canberra Wanderers or Western Molonglo versus Monero Panthers. Let's just take you through that draw then for round 4. The winner of match 2 is Juventus or Narrabundah versus Ugali. Canberra Croatia versus ANU. O'Connor Knights versus Gungahlin United. White Eagles or Burns will play Yarraby or Brindabella Blues. Tuggeranong will play Canberra Olympic. Belconnen versus Queanbeyan City. Tigers versus Woden Valley or Majura. West Canberra Wanderers or Western Molonglo v Monero Panthers. And the one that really sticks out, obviously, is match number 7 on our list. O'Connor Knights versus Gungahlin United, the Charity Shield match between the league champions and the cup winners, and they'll meet each other in round 4.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're the guys that are going to be texting me a little bit. But that's going to be an outstanding game, I think. But along with those, there's going to be a heap of others that are going to stand out to me as well. Even just Belconnen and Queanbeyan. I think that's going to be a pretty good hit out. So we'll see what happens.
And the magic of the cup there in the Tigers FC will play the winners of Woden against Majura as well. Great opportunity for one of the state league sides to have a crack at one of the big boys.
No, I think that's what this cup's all about as well. Like one of those is going to come through. So we'll see who the winner of that is.
New era for Canberra Olympic as well. Now a CPL team following their relegation last year. They start their cup run with a tough old trip to Tuggeranong United. That'll be a hard one. Mitch Stevens' side having recruited pretty well, and they're looking for a top 4 place in the league. So hard for Olympic. Yeah,
look, that's going to be hard. I hear Canberra Olympics recruited quite well, but always playing against a Mitch Stevens' side is going to be tough. That'll be a very entertaining game, I think.
And a long trip for Ugali to come to Canberra to play the winner of Canberra Juventus against Narrabundah. That'll be a tough trip for them as well, depending on when that game is played. Ugali, though, they are a cup team with a bit of cup tradition, and they'll be fancying their chances.
Yeah, I think that one will come down to when it's played. Generally, these games are all midweek, so we'll see who they can send up during the week and see who they play. I mentioned before, Juventus has recruited quite a few people, so that's going to be quite an interesting game, depending on who comes through.
And we're guaranteed at least one state league side in the quarterfinals, as White Eagles and Burns will play the winner of Yarraby and Brindabella Blues. That's going to be great as well, isn't it? The fact that there's one non-MPL side guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, what I was saying before, I actually like games like this where, they get to go through to the next round. So get to play some of the NPL and higher clubs, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, that concludes the draw for the Capital Football Australia Cup round 3 and 4. Remember that you can catch selected matches live on the Capital Football YouTube channel. Details will appear on all the usual channels. We'll now take a short break and we'll reconvene to undertake the draw for the Women's Federation Cup very shortly. Welcome back as we get ready for the draw for the Women's Federation Cup. As before, Angelo Constantinou, chair of the Capital Football Board, joins me for this draw. As usual, we thank our official broadcast partners for the Australia Cup qualifying and Federation Cup, who for 2025 are Allstate Towing, broken down or been in an accident. Give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electra Tinge, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snow Sports, Ignite the Stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lucas Cole at LJ Hooker. Angelo, beauty of cup football is that league form goes out the window on the day, doesn't it? We've seen other fixtures that come out for the men's, the women's about to come out. Doesn't matter how you're playing.
Absolutely not. It's early on in the season, so, again, magic of the cup, and we'll see what two teams play each other to see how interesting this draw comes out.
Balconia United, back-to-back winners of the Federation Cup. At the moment, they'll be one of the favourites to go well again. Yeah,
I think so. There's, in the women, there's always a couple of top teams, but, with Scotty Conlon's team and Balconia United winning the last two, I dare say, they're going to have a good shot at the next one.
Canberra Olympic, 3 trophies last year. This is the one they didn't win. Frank Keisha's group will be keen to rectify that situation.
Knowing Frank for many years, I think this is definitely one he will want to rectify and try get all the trophies that he can. That's just who Frank is.
Might be the only trophy he's never won in men's and women's in Capital Football. We'll have to check that one out. This season we also welcome a new team into the competition for the first time with the inclusion of Majura FC, who'll be playing in our Premier League in the women's. So it's nice to see a new team in the competition, isn't it?
Always nice to see a new club. They've got a very big junior base, so we'll see how they perform in the women, which is a step up, as we all know.
Well, let's take a look on who the 9 teams who will take part in the competition are this season. The entries for you at home are ANU Women's Football Club, Canberra Croatia, Canberra Olympic, Gungahlin United, Majura FC, Tuggeranong United, West Canberra Wanderers, Canberra White Eagles and the holders, Balcon United. With 9 teams, we need a preliminary round tie with the non-MPL sides and the newcomers Majura FC to play against each other. The other 7 teams will move directly into the quarterfinal draw. But we do need to know who the home team will be in that preliminary round. So let's start with that match. Ange, spin them around and let us know who will be the home team in the Women's Federation Cup preliminary round fixture. Canberra White Eagles. Second entry for the White Eagles. They made the quarterfinals last season, losing to West Canberra Wanderers after defeating Burns at home in the preliminary rounds. And therefore, they will start with a home game against Majura FC. New entry for 25. Majura have never played a Federation Cup match before, so this will be new ground for them as well. So with that sorted, we can move on to the quarterfinal draw, with another preliminary round being placed in the draw as match number 1, plus the rest of the entries. And we'll draw the home teams. First team drawn out will be the home side. Second team out will be the away side, of course. And let's have a look to see who's going to play who in the Women's Federation Cup quarterfinals. Give them a very good spin, Ange. Let's go. First team out of the hat with a home game is the holders, Balconia United. The current holders, the Blue Devils, have won the trophy last year without conceding a goal. They will start with a home tie, and who will they play in the quarterfinals? There'll be a few teams holding their breath right now. Balconia United will play the winner of match 1, White Eagles or Majura. So White Eagles or Majura, whoever gets through that, get to play the cup holders in the quarterfinals. Second quarterfinal tie. Tuggeranong United. They'll be hoping for better luck than they got in 23 and 24 when they met the full force of the Blue Devils on both occasions. Well, they've not got them this year. Who have they got? Tuggeranong United will play Canberra Croatia. They made the final last year, narrowly losing to an early Balconia United goal. So it's not Balconia for Tuggeranong this year, but it is Canberra Croatia. Match number 3. The home team will be Canberra Olympic, 2022 winners, current MPLW League champions. They were knocked out in the quarterfinals by Croatia last year. They will be hoping to go better. And they've got a home tie to start. Who's making the trip to play Canberra Olympic? Canberra Olympic will play Gungahlin United. They reached the final of the 2023 edition, only to be defeated at the death by Belconnen. Canberra Olympic will play Gungahlin United. And the final Women's Federation Cup quarter-final draw. The home team will be ANU WFC. They were beaten by Gungahlin in the quarter-finals last season for the second successive campaign. They'll be happy not to see the Gunners. Who will they see, Ange? ANU will play West Canberra Wanderers. A beaten finalist in 21. They lost to Canberra, Croatia. They were semi-finalists last season. And there's your cup quarter-final draw. Belconnen United versus White Eagles or Majura. Tuggeranong versus Canberra, Croatia. Canberra Olympic versus Gungahlin United. And ANU versus West Canberra Wanderers. And you mentioned it just as it came out. Canberra Olympic against Gungahlin United. Last couple of years, Olympic have played Croatia, who finished fourth in the table last year. This year, they're playing Gungahlin United, who finished third.
Yeah, look, I think it's going to be a tough hit-out. I think that's the game of the, the round in this, Canberra Olympic versus Gungahlin. But you've got to beat everybody to get through, so we'll see how it goes.
Ian Tom's new look Tuggeranong United, many changes for them this year. They'll play Canberra, Croatia. Tough ask for them in the cup competition first off.
Definitely a tough ask. I think what's going in their favour is they're not playing at Deakin Stadium, so should be a little bit grateful for that, but we'll see again what happens.
And you will play West Canberra Wanderers, a battle of a couple of sides who missed out on finals football last year as well. A great opportunity for one of those teams to get into the last four.
Definitely, I think a great opportunity. Not playing, some of the top 3 or 4 teams in the Women's Premier League. So definitely a good opportunity to get through to the next round.
And we've got our Magic of the Cup tie home team. The holders, Belconnen, will play the non-MPL side. Well, it might not be the non-MPL side, I should say, because Majura, the new MPL side, along with White Eagles. The winner of that will play the Blue Devils, and that's the cup for you?
Definitely the cup, and what makes it even harder is probably playing at McKellar Park will be a lot more tougher. So we'll see where that game's played at and who comes through between Majura and the White Eagles. Yeah,
some really interesting matches, of course. That concludes the draw for the Capital Football Federation Cup quarter-finals. Remember, you can catch matches live on the Capital Football YouTube channel. Thanks again for Angelo for his assistance, and thanks you all for tuning in. Remember to keep an eye on Capital Football's website and social channels for confirmation of dates, venues, and kick-off times for all cup matches. Thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks to our cup sponsors. We'll catch you later.